So, good morning to all of you. Today, I'm recording the video lesson for the day 29. So, in this class, we are going to study and solve the problems related to the moment of inertia of the composite sections. So, that is I section, L section, T section, C section. Like this, we will solve the. We will try to find out the moment of inertia for the given composite sections. And I'm sharing the PPT. So the subtopic is moment of inertia calculations. And in the previous classes, we have found the moment of inertia for the different standard sections. Then with the knowledge of the above, we'll move to the finding out the moment of inertia for the I section, T, C, and L section and so on. So depending on the time availability of today's class, we will see the to the maximum possible extent. So this is the first problem. So this is a problem on the T section. So you take this problem. First take the figure. A T section is having a horizontal flange and a vertical web. Here the flange is 50 by 10 and the web is 80 by 10. So this is the T section. Now take the problem. A bar of T section has a flange 50 millimeters wide and 10 millimeters thickness, and web is 80 millimeters deep and 10 mm thick, as shown in the given figure. Find the moment of inertia of the T section about central axis XX and YY. So this is the problem given. For this given T section, we have to find out the IX bar and IY bar. That is the moment of inertia of the given T section about XX, which is passing through the centroid, and also about YY, which is also passing through the centroid. They are called as the central axis XX and YY. Now, after taking the figure, now coming to the solution part. Here, first of all, the given T section is divided into two rectangles as the rectangle 1 and rectangle 2. So the web is divided into the rectangle 1 and it is having a dimension of the height is 80 and thickness is 10 millimeters. Similarly, the web is divided into a rectangle 2 and which is having a thickness of 10 mm and width of 50 mm. Now for this given T section, here we know that the given T section is symmetrical about the y-axis. So when it is symmetrical about y-axis, we know that the centroid is lying on the y-axis. So we need to find only the y distance, that is the distance of the x-axis from the bottom. So y coordinate is we have to find out, and x coordinate we know very well. So then, so for this the bottom, so first of all we have to define the reference axis. The left most edge is the 0 point for the x-axis, and the bottommost edge is the 0 point for the y-axis. So we have defined the two reference axes. Then here the area of the rectangle one, A1 is equal to, it is how much, 80 into 10. So 80 into 10, that is 800 square mm. The area of the rectangle 2, so 50 into 10, it is equal to 500 square mm. Now the first thing is we have to find out the y coordinate of the centroid, the y bar. Y bar is equal to, we know that a1 y1 plus a2 y2 by a1 plus a2. So substituting the values, the y bar is equal to 57.3 millimeters. So the y coordinate we have found, and it is at a distance of 57.3 millimeters from the bottom edge on the y-axis. So this is the exact centroid of the given T section. Now next point is, so to find out, and also before going to the next step, we should also find out the what is called the y1 and y2, x1 x2 of the section 1 and section 2. So here we know that the because to transfer this moment of inertia about the central axis, so we need the distance. For that we require the y1 and y2. So in this case we know that the for this is a y1 is equal to this rectangle 1, the y1 is equal to 40, and for the rectangle 2, y2 is equal to, so this the total distance is 80 plus this is 10 by 2. So 80 plus 10 by 2, 80 plus 5, so that is 85. So y1 is equal to 40 and y2 is equal to 85. And coming to this x coordinate, because the given figure is symmetrical about the y-axis, the x distance of the all the rectangles will be same. That is x1 is equal to x2 is equal to half of the flange. So what is the flange? The flange distance is how much? It is 50. So x1 and x2 also equal to 25. Now similarly, when this y1 is equal to 40 and we got y1 equal to 40 for this rectangle and y2 is equal to 85 for this rectangle. Now we already found the y bar. Y bar is equal to 57.3. Then the hy1 means the difference between the y bar and y1. So here the 57.3 is more and 40 is less. So 57.3 minus 40, it is equal to 17.3, that is hy1. Similarly, here the difference between the y bar and y2, here y2 is more, y bar is less. So the hy2 is equal to y2 minus y bar. So that is 85 minus 57.3. So it is equal to 27.7. So like this we have found the hy1 and hy2. Now Coming to the moment of inertia of the given section about xx. So Ixx is equal to, first of all we got, because we got two sections, two rectangles. So Ixx of the rectangle 1 plus Ixx of the rectangle 2. Now Ix of the rectangle 1 is equal to Ixx bar plus A1 into H1 Hy1 whole square. So Ix1 is equal to nothing but Ig1 plus A1 into Hy1 whole square. So here Ix is equal to I Ig1 nothing but the BD cube 12 plus A1 into Hy1 whole square. So here B is equal to, that is 10, and D is equal to height 80, and here the area and Hy1 we know by substituting the values. The we got the Ixx value. This is the 66098.67 mm4 is the Ixx1 value. Now simply we have to find out the Ixx2 value. So for this same equation, the Ixx2 bar plus A2 into h by 2 square. So that is nothing but the Ig2 plus A2 into h by 2 square. Here Ig2 is nothing but the BD cube by 12 again. So B is equal to 50, that is the width, and depth D is the 10. So here B is equal to, for the rectangle 2, so this B is 50 and D is 10. So therefore here BD cube by 12, so B is 50, BD cube by 12 by 12 B plus A2 into H by 2 whole square. So the value is 387811.67 mm4, that is the Ixx2 value. Now the moment of inertia of the given I section about xx is equal to Ixx is equal to Ixx of 1 plus Ixx of 2. So by adding these two values, now the moment of inertia of the given T section about xx is equal to 1053910.3 mm4. This is the value. Now coming to the moment of inertia about the y-axis. So now because the given figure is symmetrical about the y-axis, the hx1 and hx2 are 0, because here the x1 is equal to x2 and that is also equal to x bar. Therefore the hx1 hx2 will become 0 and this part will not be there. So therefore the IYY can be directly calculated with the formula. We know that the IYY of the given T section is nothing but the IYY of the section figure 1 plus that is the IYY of the rectangle 1 plus IYY of the rectangle 2. So IYY is equal to, here nothing but the IG by 1 plus Ig by 2. So the formula is, the standard formula is dBq by 12. Therefore I by 1 is equal to d1 into b1 by 12 and I by 2 is equal to d2 into b2 by 12. So the total I by is equal to d1 b1 by 12 plus d2 b2 by 12. So here d1 is equal to the depth. So what is the depth? The d1 is equal to, here the d1 is equal to, here you take this here. So here d1 is equal to 80 and b1 is equal to 10, and even here the d1 is equal to 10 and here d2 is equal to 10 and b2 is equal to 50. So substituting the values, now we'll get the value. So that value is equal to 110,833.67 33 mm4. So this is the answer for the IYY. So the answer is IXX is equal to 1053910.3 mm4 and the IYY is equal to 110,833.33 mm4. They are the answers for the IXX and IYY of the given T section. So in this way, for any composite section, so it is nothing but a combination of the some standard areas. So first we have to divide that given figure into the known standard areas. Then we have to find out the moment of inertia of the standard areas about XX or YY depending on the requirement, and then we have to add to get the total moment of inertia of the section about XX and YY. Now this is the next problem. So this is a problem on C section. Here it is also a symmetrical channel section. This is also called as C section. Also it is also called as channel section. And here the flanges are equal on the top flange and bottom flange. Both are equal in length. Therefore it is called as a symmetrical C section. And here also one of the important thing that we have to note. So this given C section is symmetrical about the x-axis. Therefore the centroid will be lying on this x-axis. So only you need to find out the x coordinate of the C section, and the y coordinate is how much? Generally the half of the height from the bottom. So this is having a height of 100 millimeters. So the y coordinate is called about exactly at 50 millimeters from the bottom edge. So like that we will do. So now take this figure. Then after taking the figure, I will dictate the problem, and accordingly we have to take the problem and we have to solve this problem by writing the given data. So after taking the figure, take down this problem. And now take the problem. Determine the moment of inertia of a channel section about the central axis. The dimensions are shown in the figure, and all the dimensions are in millimeters. So I think we have taken the figure. Now this is the channel section, also called as C section, and it is a height of 100 mm and width of 50 mm and the thickness of, that is, 9 millimeters. So now, so we should first of all we should define the reference axis, and then we have to divide the given figure into the number of known standard areas. So firstly I am taking the bottom most edge is the 0 point for the x-axis, and the leftmost edge is the 0 point for the y-axis. So x and y will meet at the leftmost bottom corner, that is the 0 point for the x and y axis. Now coming to the solution, divide the given channel section into the three rectangles as the rectangle 1, that is the bottom rectangle, and rectangle 2, that is the middle web, and the rectangle 3, that is the top rectangle, that is the top flange, bottom flange, and the web. So starting from the bottom, 1 2 3 rectangles. Now the area of the rectangle 1, here how much you should take, here the, the rectangle is how much, tell me, because we have to take here, what is happening is we have taken up to this point, so we have joining the vertical lines here at the top and bottom. So the rectangle, the bottom rectangle, that is the rectangle one, will be how much, 50, the width will be 50 minus 6, this is the width, so 44, and this is the thickness is the 9. So the area of the rectangle 1 A1 is equal to 44 into 9, so 396 square millimeters. Similarly, the area of the rectangle 2, that is the rectangle 2 means the web, so it is having a thickness of from here to here it is 100, and thickness is 6, so 6 into 100, 600 square millimeters. And similarly the top rectangle number 3, that is the rectangle number 3, so it is up to here is 44 into 9, so 44 into 9, the area 3 A3 is equal to 396 square millimeters. And that given section is symmetrical about the x-axis, that is x-axis, and its centroid will be lying on the that axis. So we have to find out only the x bar, that is x distance. We know the y distance. So the distance of the centroid from OY, that is equal to x bar is equal to, here we got the three rectangles. So sigma ax into sigma ax, sigma ai into xi by sigma ai, that is nothing but the a1 into x1 plus a2 into x2 plus a3 into x3 by a1 plus a2 plus a3. So by this, we substitute all the values, we will get the y bar is equal to 17.2 millimeters. So from the left edge, the distance of the centroid is a distance of, this is the 17.2 millimeters from this left edge. And we know the y bar, what is the y bar? So from, because this web height is equal to how much, 100 millimeters, so it is at a distance of 50 millimeters from the bottom. So the coordinates are the 50 millimeters and 17.2 millimeters for the centroid. Now coming to the moment of inertia calculations. Now first of all, because it is symmetrical about the x-axis, the so I-axis will not have the component of a into hx square, because the hx1, hx2 and hx3 all are zeros. Sorry, hy1, hy2 and hy3 all are zeros. Therefore, it will not have the hy a into hy component. Therefore, that is simple to calculate, that we will calculate afterwards. First of all, we will see the Iyy. So here the moment of inertia of the given section about the y axis. I is equal to, here we got the three rectangles. So I of the rectangle 1 plus I of the rectangle 2 plus I of the rectangle 3. That is I is equal to I 1 plus I 2 plus I 3. And also moreover, here the two hands, we can say the two flanges, these two, the flange 1 and flange 3. So they are having the equidistances from the this x axis, and also they are having the equal dimensions, equal length and equal thickness. So what is the length? The length of 44 millimeters and thickness of 9 millimeters. So therefore, in all categories, the sections are same. So as point of the area point of view and also distance point of view. Therefore, if you found the moment of inertia for one section, so the moment of inertia of the same equal section also same. Therefore, instead of finding the moment of inertia of the symmetrical equal sections, then we will find only one and we will find the other will be equated to the second one. Therefore, in the present case also, here the I1 is also equal to I3 since it is symmetrical. Since the section 1 and section 3, that is the rectangle 1 and rectangle 3 are symmetrical with each other. Therefore, here the moment of inertia will be same. Therefore, so we will write only the equation of 1 and we can equate 1. So here what is happening is the I by 1 also equal to I by 3. Therefore, our I by 3 also equal to I by 1. So this equation will become the I by is equal to 2 into I by 1 plus I by 2, because these two are equal. So therefore now this is equal to, now we will write down the I by of the rectangle 1. So that is nothing but the Ig1 plus A into Hx1 square. And for this and here we got the 2 factor. And for I by 2 is the moment of inertia of the rectangle 2. That is nothing but Ig2 plus A into Hx2 whole square. So now we know the standard equation for the moment of inertia of the rectangle about y-axis about the central axis is equal to dv cube by 12. That is the common formula. And here because it is rectangle 1, so d1 into b1 cube by 12 and plus this term, and here also d2 for the rectangle 2 is d2 bt cube by 12 by 12 and plus this term. Now substituting the values, 2 into this 9 into 44 cube by 12 plus 396 into 10.8 whole square, and here 100 into 5 cube by 12 plus 600 into 14.2 whole square. How did we got this 10.8 and this 14.2? 10.8 is the hx1, the difference between the what is called x1 and x bar. Similarly, the x2 means what? The difference between the x bar and x2. Now coming to this picture here. So here you know the x1. Here x1 is equal to. So this is here it is how much? 44 plus this 6 plus 22, 28. Similarly, the x3 also equal to 28. And here x3 is equal to, from this point it is only 6 by 2, that is 3. So x1 equal to 28 and x2 is equal to 3. And also we got the, what is this x bar. So x bar is equal to 17.2. So 17.2 minus 28. So we need not take the sign, only the difference. So that is the hx1. Similarly, the 17.2 minus 3, that is the 14.2, that is hx2. And however, this is hx1 and also hx3, both are symmetrical, both are same. So like that we have to find out the values of the hx1 and hx2, and we have to substitute the values. Now by this you will get this is the value, and the Iyy is equal to, ultimately you will get the answer 342938.9 mm4. This is the value of the moment of inertia of the given C section about the y axis. Now coming to the what is called xx. So how to find out the xx for this? So this is a given C section, and now we are assuming that the now we are just completing the this right edge by drawing a vertical imaginary line. This is a vertical imaginary line. Then what happens? This is a total. It becomes a total big rectangle having a dimension of width capital B and depth capital D. Now, so what is this? It is a smaller rectangle from which a from the from which it has been cut out from a bigger rectangle. So the width of the smaller rectangle is small b, and depth of the smaller rectangle is small d. Now this channel section, given channel section, nothing but a smaller rectangle with dimensions of width small b and depth small d is cut out from a bigger rectangle having the dimensions of width capital B and depth capital D. So now we also can also found the moment of this moment of inertia of this channel section by subtracting the moment of inertia of the bigger rectangle. Sorry, by subtracting the moment of inertia of the smaller rectangle from the moment of inertia of the bigger rectangle. Here the dimensions for the bigger rectangle and smaller rectangle that we know. For the bigger rectangle, the width is equal to, this is 50, and height is equal to 100, and for the smaller rectangle, width is equal to, this is 44, and the height is equal to, so actually total height is 100, minus here 9 and here 9, so minus 18, 100 minus 18 will become the 82. So B is equal to 44 and D is equal to 82 millimeters. Now the moment of inertia about the x-axis. So we know the standard equation. What is the equation? The standard equation of the moment of inertia of a rectangle is equal to BD by 12. Here, so the moment of inertia of the bigger rectangle, smaller rectangle is taken out from the moment of inertia of the bigger rectangle, because it has been cut. It is assumed that the smaller rectangle is cut out from the bigger rectangle. Therefore, Ix is equal to here capital B into capital D cube by 12 minus small d B into small d cube by 12. So that is nothing but the BD cube by 12 minus BD cube by 12. Here we know the values of the capital B, capital D, and also smaller b, smaller d. So by substituting the values, will coming to the values of Ix is equal to 2144984 mm4. So this is the value for the moment of inertia of the given channel section about the x axis. So this method we have followed because here the given figure is symmetrical about the x-axis, and that means the x-axis is dividing the given figure into exactly two equal halves. In some cases, if it is symmetrical about the y-axis, then in that case also we can find out by using this, by following the same method. And even this for this y-axis also we also can found in the other way, as in the case of y. So the moment of x-axis is nothing but the I-x-axis is nothing but the I-x-x1 plus I-x-x2 plus I-x-x3. So very simple here, there is no shifting because it is symmetrical to x-axis, and hy1, hy2, hy3 will be 0 because y1, y2, y3 also equal to y1. Therefore, the term will not be there, that a into h term will not be there. So only the ixx is equal to ixx1 plus ixx2 plus ixx3, and we know the formula ixx is equal to bd by 12, that is the general formula. So ixx1 is equal to b1 into d1 cube by 12 plus ixx2 is equal to b2 into d2 cube by 12, and ixx3 is equal to b3 into d3 cube by 12. Here, what is the b1 and d1 like this? So if you take the figure, here b1 is equal to, what is the value? So here this is 46 is the b1 and d1 is the 9, and here coming to this rectangle to 6, b2 is equal to 6, and whereas the d2 is equal to 100, and coming to the rectangle 3, the b3 also equal to 44 and d3 also equal to 9, and by substituting the same the above values in that way, we also will also find out the moment of inertia of the given channel section about the x-axis. And now you take this for the assignment and work out and compare the answer that we got. So this is the answer that we got by this method, by the rectangle method, that is the smaller rectangle is cut out from a bigger rectangle. You compare the values, both will be same, and we also get the same value, that ixx is equal to 214,498,4 mm4, and similarly the IYV also we got, the IYV is equal to, what is the value, 342938.9 mm4. So these are the answers for the moment of inertia of the given channel section. Now the next one is the I section, but we are not having the sufficient time. Anyhow, we will take up this problem in the next class, and next class also we will take up the this problem, and here that is the finding out the moment of inertia of the I section, and because this I section also having the here it is divided into three parts. Because it is having the top flange, bottom flange, and web. So each is a rectangle, and it can be divided into the three rectangles. And here also, but in the present problem, it has been solved by constructing a bigger rectangle from which the two smaller equal rectangles have been cut out from the bigger rectangle, and in that way we will also find out the moment of inertia. Anyhow, that we will take up in the next class. And now coming to the summary part. So in the present lesson, that is today's lesson, so we have solved the problems on the T section, C section, and even that is also same applicable for the L and Z section also. And in this case, we have used the main formula, that is Ixx for a rectangle is equal to BDQ by 12, and Iyy for a rectangle is equal to DBQ by 12. Now, and the remaining we will take up in the next class. And now coming to the quiz. The moment of inertia of a rectangle of width 120 millimeters and 10 mm thickness is. So we know that the moment of inertia means whenever it is not mentioned means we can think that it is the moment of inertia about the x axis. So it is, we got the moment of inertia, generally we got the moment of inertia about x axis, y axis and z axis, but unless otherwise mentioned means it is assumed that the moment of inertia is about the x axis, that is Ixx. So in the present case, Ixx is equal to, the formula is BDQ by 12. Here B is equal to given as 120 and D is given as 10. So 120 into 10 cube by, so 120 into, here the 50, I think 50 is the thickness. So 120 into 50 cube by 12. So the answer is the option B, BDQ by 12. The second question, if the section is symmetrical about x axis, then its centroid lie on. For example, a section is symmetrical about the x axis, then the centroid will be lie on the same axis. So for any figure, if it is symmetrical about any axis, the centroid will be lying on the that axis only. For example, if we take the C section, C is a symmetrical about the x-axis. So the centroid will be lying on the x-axis. And if we take the I section or T section, so this T is symmetrical about the y-axis. So the centroid will be lying on the y-axis. So in the present case, if the section is symmetrical about x-axis, the centroid is lying on the x-axis. The option E is the correct answer. And now these are the problems on the I section, T section and C section also will be given. And you take out these problems and try to solve it. So this is MI of the I section, MI of the T section and MI. This is the problem on the MI of the channel section or the C section. You take out these problems and try to solve the problems, then you get the good idea about the centroid of these sections. So with this, today I am stopping my lesson at this point. So thank you all of you, and all the problems of the moment of inertia and center center of gravity or the centroid. If we have a practice, then we can have the good clarity, good understanding on the problems of the MI and the CZ. So therefore, I advise all of you to practice the problems on the centroid and moment of inertia of the sections. So thank you all of you.